Welcome back to Kaywon Action Star. Thank you for tuning in always. Know that I don't take it for granted that you do. So let's get right into it.
Can I get you a snack?
What?
The movie opens with a group of friends talking over the phone. One of them, Athena, sends a message informing everyone that the day of the hunt is approaching. Shortly after, we meet a group of people involved in her plan. A man arrives at their location, causing panic among them. They manage to calm him down and lay him on the ground, but suddenly, he grabs a pen and stabs himself in the neck. Even with his injury, he fights back with whatever strength he has left. The chaos wakes Athena, who takes off her shoe and drives its heel into his eye, killing him. One of the group members disposes of the body. Next, a young woman wakes up in a forest, her mouth restrained with a belt. She notices others in the same situation. Attempting to communicate with another girl, she watches as the girl flees in fear. Following a man, she eventually reaches a clearing where a large wooden box stands. One of the men opens it hesitantly, prompting everyone to back away in panic. To their surprise, a small pig emerges from the box, followed by a tray of weapons. Realizing their predicament, they rush to arm themselves. The girl finds a key nearby and quickly uses it to unlock everyone's belts. Just then, gunfire erupts, and chaos ensues. One girl is shot first, while another tries to escape but falls into a spike-filled pit. A man rescues her, but as they run again, he steps on a landmine, killing them both. Another man flees but is stopped by a barricade wrapped in barbed wire. Some survivors manage to climb over, but when another man attempts to cross, he's struck by arrows. He chases the attacker but is hit again before grenades are thrown at him, killing him instantly. The remaining survivors seek refuge in a convenience store. One of the men realizes they are in Arkansas. The nervous shopkeeper allows them to take what they need, but something feels off. As they attempt to gather themselves, a female survivor eats some food from the store, only to start choking and collapse. The food was poisoned. As realization dawns, they look up to see the shopkeeper wearing a mask. A toxic gas fills the store. One of the men tries to shoot, but the shopkeeper fires back, killing all three. The female shopkeeper calmly cleans up the mess, mopping up the blood and restoring the store's appearance. Moments later, a woman named Crystal walks in and asks for directions. She purchases cigarettes but senses something is wrong when she gets her change. Without hesitation, she shoots both shopkeepers, then gathers supplies and leaves. Outside, she removes the car's license plate, uncovering another beneath it, proving their location was falsified. Even more alarming, the vehicle is rigged with a bomb. Using a walkie-talkie taken from the shopkeepers, she listens in on enemy communications. Hiding, she spots a drone approaching. Just then, a man named Gary arrives, heading toward the car. Crystal warns him about the bomb, and they move away. A passing train gives them an escape route, and Crystal manages to board, pulling Gary up with her. Inside, they find a group of refugees. Gary, however, remains skeptical. He warns Crystal not to trust them, but she chooses to give them the benefit of the doubt. Before they can figure out the truth, the train suddenly stops. Soldiers board and start searching the passengers. Gary tries to expose the refugees, insisting they aren't who they claim to be, but the soldiers ignore him. One of the men provokes Gary, eventually revealing that he is, in fact, an actor working with the hunters. Enraged, Gary punches him and shoves a grenade down his pants, killing him in the explosion. Later, Crystal and a group of female refugees are taken to a camp, where she meets an elderly man who once escaped captivity. Their conversation is interrupted when another man arrives and begins speaking favorably about the hunters. Suspicious, Crystal acts fast, kicking him out of the car and running him over. The old man is furious, insisting that the men might have held valuable information. But when they open the trunk and find Gary's lifeless body, they realize Crystal was right. The old man reveals that all the other prisoners at the camp have already been executed, leaving just the two of them alive. Determined to get revenge, Crystal shares a twisted version of the tortoise and the hare story, foreshadowing the battle ahead. Meanwhile, at a hidden compound, the hunters, including their leader Athena, gather. As the elderly man distracts them with a piglet, Crystal takes advantage of the moment, eliminating the hunters one by one. However, the group's trainer puts up a fierce fight before Crystal ultimately takes him down. During the chaos, Athena contacts the old man and asks if Crystal has been dealt with. This plants a seed of doubt in Crystal's mind, making her suspect the old man's loyalty. Without hesitation, she kills him. Then, she interrogates a wounded soldier, demanding Athena's location, before killing him too. A flashback reveals the origins of the hunt. Athena and her friends once joked about hunting people for sport, but when their conversation was leaked by Crystal and the other prisoners, it cost them their jobs. What started as a joke became a deadly act of vengeance. They decided to make the leaked rumor a terrifying reality, capturing those responsible for exposing them. Crystal finally arrives at Athena's secluded hideout, a lavish yet eerily quiet home that feels worlds apart from the bloodshed outside. She cautiously steps inside, her every sense on high alert. In the kitchen, she finds Athena, calm and composed, preparing a meal as if nothing out of the ordinary has happened. The contrast is unsettling. Crystal is bruised, bloodied, and exhausted, while Athena appears untouched, moving with effortless grace. Athena barely glances at Crystal before smirking, her tone dripping with condescension. She taunts Crystal, claiming to know everything about her, her background, her history, her supposed role in leaking the conversation that set this twisted game into motion. But before Athena can revel in her superiority, Crystal delivers a bombshell that shatters her confidence. They got the wrong person. She was never the woman Athena was after. The entire hunt, the elaborate plan, the brutal slaughter, the revenge, was built on a mistake. For the first time, Athena hesitates. The weight of Crystal's words lingers in the air, but she quickly masks her doubt with arrogance. It doesn't matter, she says dismissively. You still deserve to be here. But the flicker of uncertainty in her eyes betrays her. Crystal isn't just another victim, she's something Athena didn't anticipate. And that's when the fight begins. The two women clash with a ferocity that eclipses every battle before it. There's no hesitation, no drawn-out threats, just raw, unrelenting violence. Every punch, every kick, every brutal strike is fueled by survival instinct. They slam each other against walls, crash through furniture, and use whatever they can grab as weapons. Knives slice through the air, fists collide with flesh, and the once pristine kitchen turns into a war zone of shattered glass and spilled blood. Despite their injuries, neither backs down. Athena fights with precision, honed by wealth and training, but Crystal fights with something far stronger, pure, unbreakable will. She's been underestimated from the start, dismissed as mere prey, but now, face to face with the mastermind of it all, she refuses to lose. The battle rages on, both women struggling to gain the upper hand, but in the end, it's Crystal who proves victorious. With one final, decisive move, she takes Athena down, leaving her gasping on the floor. As the life drains from her eyes, Athena, once so confident in her control, realizes too late that she was never truly in charge. The game she designed, the revenge she sought, has backfired spectacularly. Crystal stands over Athena's lifeless body, battered but unbroken. The hunt is over, but she isn't just a survivor, she's the one who won. As Crystal stands over Athena's lifeless body, she notices a rabbit nearby, a striking symbol of the fable she had recounted earlier. In this twisted, high-stakes game, Athena was the overconfident hare, certain of her victory, while Crystal, the underestimated tortoise, played the long game and ultimately won. Exhausted yet victorious, Crystal takes a moment to absorb everything that has happened. She examines her wounds, wipes the blood from her face, and steadies her breath. Then, without hesitation, she sits down at the table and begins eating the meal Athena had prepared for herself, savoring every bite. It's not just a meal, it's a quiet declaration of victory, a final act of defiance against the elites who tried to control her fate. But Crystal isn't done yet. She takes Athena's elegant outfit, slipping into the role of the hunter rather than the hunted. Stepping outside, she spots a luxurious private jet waiting on the tarmac. With complete confidence, she boards the plane, walking past the flight crew as if she belongs. The pilot hesitates, unsure of who she really is, but Crystal meets his gaze and gives him a simple nod, the silent command to take off. Without question, the jet ascends into the sky, carrying her away from the carnage she left behind. As she gazes out the window, Crystal's expression remains unreadable. Is she simply escaping, or is she planning her next move? The movie ends, leaving us with one undeniable truth: she was never just prey. She was always the one in control, having claimed her revenge. Thank you for watching. Subscribe to this channel for more if you haven't done that yet. And put down your comments below to let me know what you think about the turn of events in this storyline. Also give my video a thumbs up to further motivate me. Share this video for others too to enjoy. And see you on my next recap. Cheers.